Tonight, I'm finally adding the last part to my chicken run. Hi, everybody, and I just want to say welcome to the channel. Thanks for watching. I want to show you first where I started, and that was with a dog kennel. And that's what we see here is the dog kennel. And this is the most secure spot that I have. Otherwise, the run itself isn't perfect. But this I have tied up really good. I've got chicken wire on top of regular fencing, and then it goes in the ground and bent so they can't dig underneath. But as the chicks got older, I had to keep adding more and more space. 18 chickens is a lot of chickens, and I don't want them cramped up. I don't treat animals like that. So I added this little spot temporarily. It was just a little tent poles I had laying around and things like that. Just something to give them a little bit of freedom. It's not the best, but it's up. It's not going anywhere. We got a netting on top of it, so they can't fly out of it. You can kind of see it there with all the leaves on top of it. Got the shade here. I mean, it's all not its best, but it was something. And here's my new chicken run. It is approximately 20 feet by 12 feet, 6 feet high. A little bit bigger than the other one and definitely much taller. We'll give them room to flap their wings and get up in the air a little bit. This is one of the main structure points. It's about 3 feet in the ground, supporting these two pipes that are running across. One's resting on the fence, the other resting on the chicken run. I don't have treated 2x4s, so I wouldn't recommend regular ones because they just get ate up in the weather pretty quick. But mine are actually off the ground. It doesn't look like it, but they are. I got a hole drilled in on top where the pipe goes right through, and then a nail just to wedge it in there. I actually have a stake driven into the ground, and this is pushed up against the stake and screwed in. So this is actually not even on the ground. So that'll help make it last a little longer. I think the wife is also going to paint them. If you have untreated wood out here, the best thing you can do is constantly keep it covered with paint to keep the rain and weather off of it. The netting, again, we picked up 100 feet of it. I believe it ran us about $50. 7 foot tall, 100 feet long. Wasn't a bad deal. I mean, it's pretty decent. I think it'll work. There's stronger things. There's also weaker things. We thought that was fair. We got it wrapped all the way around the sides. We got it on top with just one row. We got some left over, so it was definitely plenty. I still got to figure out a door to get inside. All I have is that right now, but that's eventually got to get closed up or something. I'm not sure what I'm doing there. I got to build a door, the frame around it on the fencing itself, and then I got to build some kind of locking mechanism. I'm going to try and get this done tonight because I'm ready to get them in their chicken run as soon as possible. They'll have a little more freedom, a little more room, so I won't have to let them out like this as often. They'll still get out once in a while, but this is just going to give them a little more freedom. I won't feel bad if I'm gone all day and can't let them out. So after all the work has been complete, let's finally go get that door on. Okay, so here we are. I came up with a couple different ideas. You always got to pick one. Got these rods in to stiffen up the fence. Thought about making them into hinges and stuff like that, but I don't want anything too complicated. Not too complicated to build, but too complicated to open and close every morning and night. I have the privilege of being a fabricator and a good boss who lets me get a piece of metal. This is nice and strong, expanded metal. You're not going to bend it. You're not going to get any critters through it is all I'm worried about. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to screw a wood frame around here and one around here. That way I can put a hinge or a lock, or I'm not really sure. We'll see. I just kind of design as I go. This is all scrap wood again. This was actually pieces from my daughter's bed when she was just a child, like 10 years old or so. And this was the bottom framing of it. And again, just wood I hold on to. All right, let's get this started. Okay, so now from that side, I gotta go inside. There, there, and there. Then in order to attach this to this will be on the other side now. This will be on this side. And I'm gonna drill a large hole through both of them. And then I'm gonna take a bolt and squeeze them together, smashing the fence in between. Got it? Got it. Okay. Now this is the expensive part, the nuts and bolts. I like to try to keep all my nuts and bolts, but sometimes you need a few of the same kind. Sometimes my boss is kind enough because he carries many, but when you need this many, you gotta go buy them yourself, and nuts and bolts ain't no joke. That's all I have to say about that. Okay, so what's next is I'm gonna cut these heads off because again, I don't like to go out and buy a bunch of screws and nuts, and so I used what I had, a little long, but I can cut them off. That way none of the chickens rub up against them. Square this off right because it's all loose. It's just kind of fitting in there right now just so I can straighten it out, fit the door right, and then I'll tighten everything up nice and tight and it shouldn't move. And we should be good to go. We should be letting them out here to play real soon. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, I'm gonna go to the other side. Plus I gotta get a wrench for these. Much better. Okay. It's the next day. It got a little dark last night. I really couldn't finish it up. Takes a little bit longer than what I thought. Just trying to figure everything out. But I got it all figured out today. You know, when you go to bed and you sleep on it, you got all new ideas in the morning. So just to remind you of what happened yesterday, let me show you what I've done. Up here, I got the two boards on each side, one on each side. Got it sandwiched in and tightened up, and that's how all this is framed in pretty tight. I'm just squeezing up against the fence so tight that you can't move it. These little rods I got shoved into the ground, they're probably about a foot in the ground. That keeps the fence from being pulled all around or anything like that by any kind of raccoons or anything that may come in. My door is all screwed in. Got the washers holding it all in place, locked in, so that's not moving anywhere. And then I have a bend on the bottom. I bent that at work, and that kind of keeps the bottom stiff too, just like having a board down there. Fits right in there. And these little clips here. This was just a metal strap. It comes as a whole roll. You actually get it in the plumbing section. It's meant to wrap around a pipe or something, and you bolt up on a board or something to support all your pipe. But I mean, you can use it for anything. So I formed it into these clips here that are going to screw to each side. And I'm sure everybody has seen it before, where you slide a 2x4 in and it holds your door closed. I mean, so that's going to be pretty simple. But I know raccoons are pretty smart. Slide that board right out. So I actually have a pin that drops right in the hole up here and keeps it from sliding in or out. Like I said, pretty simple, I think. Let's not waste any time. Let's get this installed and get this job finished and get our chickens into their new run. There it is. I think it's pretty tight. I think it'll work. I'm gonna go on the outside and try and kick it in like if I was this huge raccoon. Yeah, raccoon ain't that strong. Didn't even move. Doesn't push in from the top. Doesn't push in from the bottom. Can't even get my finger in there. Can't get my finger in anywhere around it. Even when as I push on it, I still can't get my finger in. I think that'll work. Good job. I think we're finally done. The chickens seem to like it. Everything seems to be working well. Everything seems to be secure. I like what we did. The last thing I added was a man door here on the outside. A lot easier to get inside and out. Added my little clip to lock it up. Just your simple little framing. I think they're going to enjoy it. I think they're going to enjoy it much more than what they had before. I would call this one a success. The chickens like it. I like it. The wife likes it. Most of all, it seems to be secure, strong, and protecting the birds, which is what it's supposed to do. Hey, thanks for stopping by, watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next video. You guys have a good one.